What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media. And I know the hat looks kind of goofy. I used to wear this in the OG YouTube days 3 years back, and it doesn't really fit me, but the hair's looking a little bit messy, so we gotta wear something, and it's a little bit nostalgic. Speaking of nostalgia, I rewatched Star Wars The Force Awakens last night, and honestly, I don't see how people can think it's a bad movie. So in this video, I want to talk about why I think it's not like a horrible movie and why I think it's actually pretty good, and how I think this movie could have set up, and it kind of did set up the potential for a great trilogy, but how it just kind of all went down and just went very downhill. So we're going to be talking about all of that and more in this video. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time on the channel. Today we're talking about Star Wars, but we also got John Wick Ballerina coming up this weekend, and a crazy filled summer with a bunch of stuff coming, and we're going to be covering all of it. So with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on Star Wars The Force Awakens. Let's dive right into the video. So last night I sat down and I was like, you know what? Let's rewatch Star Wars The Force Awakens, because it's been forever since I've seen this movie, and this movie is the first Star Wars movie I genuinely got to go see in theaters, and it was like a major part of my childhood. Like, I was like obsessed with this movie. I had all the toys, I had everything for it, so it obviously has that huge nostalgic factor to it. So when I'm watching it, I really felt that nostalgia coming back to me watching it, and you know, I was also saying to myself, this is actually a pretty good movie. Like, it genuinely is a really great continuation of what we left off with in the Skywalker films, with Return of the Jedi and just all those films. It's a really great way to pick up that story, and this movie really showed how much potential this film series could have had. And then it obviously takes a big downhill in the next two movies. I'm not saying that the next two are good. I actually think that they're some of the worst Star Wars stuff. But honestly, this movie had so much potential to set up some really great stuff. Like, the way that they handle the legacy characters and just the evolution of the Star Wars universe, I think is done really great in this movie. And I don't see enough people appreciating this film. But, you know, also throughout the film, I was thinking to myself, I think I got a pretty good pitch for what they should have done with this Star Wars trilogy instead of where they actually went. And I think that with what The Force Awakens set up, this trilogy should have really been about like identity and figuring out who you are and what your legacy is, while having legacy characters in there throughout the three films and just showcasing them and having them be a main movement for that overall message of this trilogy, which I think, you know, unfortunately, this trilogy really heavily leaned into the nostalgia and really just tried to connect every little detail to the Skywalkers, which I guess, you know, it's okay, because I think the film series that we get that have been in theaters for years now, and having that be about the Skywalker saga is cool, but they really just over-connected it, and that really not only affected an overall theme to have for this trilogy, but it also really affected just having it be its own identity, with having it just be its own kind of thing. Like how Force Awakens really felt like it was its own original like Star Wars thing, a Star Wars group that still has like legacy characters in it, but they still feel kind of like their own. And then obviously that gets thrown away in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. But I seriously think I cooked here in saying that I think that in a perfect world, there should have been this Star Wars trilogy should have had the theme of identity and have that go through with Rey and how she becomes a Jedi, and Finn and how he escaped the stormtroopers, and just everybody of like Luke Skywalker even, and Kylo Ren. Like, you could have really done some really great stuff. Bottom line, this trilogy should have been about identity, and it should have been its own cohesive thing while having small connections to the Skywalker stuff like they did in Force Awakens. And I know a lot of people are going to think to yourself, well, they don't really have too many in The Last Jedi. I don't remember how many they have in The Last Jedi. I just remember them doing Luke's character absolutely dirty in that film. And I do think that movie, I will give it props for having some of the most visually cool and just great cinematography from the Star Wars universe. Like, that whole planet where when you step on the snow, it turns red. Really great stuff. I mean, seriously, that is amazing. But, you know, it's unfortunate that this trilogy fumbled that badly with such a great start. But, you know, honestly, in a perfect world, we would have gotten this, and it's really cool to imagine what we could have gotten, even though we didn't actually get it. And, you know, rewatching Force Awakens, it got me excited to see that potential Rey movie in the future, if that's even still happening. We haven't heard that in a long time, so I have no idea if that's even still happening, but I'm open to it, you know? Like, I don't like the way that her character ends in the Rise of Skywalker, but, you know, I think I would still be open to seeing her character again. But yeah, I know, this video is kind of just random. I just really thought about this a lot last night, and I was like, yeah, this could have been such a better Star Wars trilogy than what we actually got. Like, if you had a story about identity that was a reoccurring theme throughout the whole trilogy, and had to impact each character, and have really good character development throughout the films, it could have been something really special that a lot of people would probably love. And, you know, honestly, maybe Star Wars would be more of the topic of conversation for today with the majority of people online now with, like, nerd culture and everything, because I think Star Wars has been talked down upon a lot recently, which, I mean, some rightfully so, some not. So, you know, it's kind of like, if we had this, it would have been a little bit better. So I just want to make a video talking about that. Again, guys, if you haven't seen my community post, I'm talking about how I'm not going to be posting too much for the next week and a half, but, you know, because I have finals and everything, I'm also really sick right now, so I don't really feel like making too many videos, but I really wanted to jump on here and say that. And also, this summer is going to be huge. We have a live stream. We're going to be having 1 or 2 live streams per week, maybe 3 if I'm feeling good. And we're going to be doing a bunch of videos every single day with the hype of Superman, Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, which it's insane that comes out next month. Like, it's crazy to think that Superman is releasing next month, along with Fantastic Four and Jurassic World. I'm also going to have a review for The Life of Chuck coming at some point this month. Not going to be this weekend, but it's going to be at some point. And the same thing with Karate Kid Legends and Ballerina. I'm going to be doing reviews for those, along with How to Train Your Dragon. There's so many great things coming, and I'm going to have probably more videos like this as I rewatch more movies while I'm sick. Like, I'm about to go rewatch Sinners right now, which I'm very excited about. And, you know, you're probably going to get more of these videos in the next few months as I rewatch more movies, because I have a whole list of movies to rewatch. So, with all that being said, if you stuck around this long in the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Seriously means a lot to me. With all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.